That better not have been bleached, because I'm talking on my electric.
Bleach.
Well, I smelled bleach in mine today. Well, why don't you smell bleach in mine? In my spray bottle? I swear I smelled bleach out there. It's my luck. Shouldn't be. I know, it shouldn't be.
There's bleach in there.
I didn't put it in there, I promise.
Okay, we're just gonna go over class dojo quickly today. I've given you an agenda of what we're gonna cover, and then just a couple of pages that goes into detail about what's on the agenda with step-by-step, so if you don't wanna take notes, there should be pretty good notes on here, but feel free to add to it. And if you have questions, please ask. So does everyone know how to set up a class?
Yes.
When
So
Practicum
I've
behind me one.
created a class. This is my current class, so this is where we're at. Someone did ask about virtual kids with Dojo. I have not been doing Dojo with virtual kids because they don't see it. Have you guys done virtual Dojo? No.
No, the
I
only
don't know how to
benefit
use
was getting
virtuals.
message them, but
Yeah, that's it.
when you do a whole group message for something that you're doing in the class, then they feel left
I'll show
out.
you how to do that.
So,
I made groups separately, which we'll get to that. So creating a class and adding students, we know how to do that, I'm not gonna do it. Connecting parents, I know that Ms. Rubeck had asked about that, so I'll just talk about it real quick and then we can send her this video. Next to the kid's name, it'll have a plus sign, and you can just click invite. You can do this as many times as you want though, you can add more than one parent. So if they have divorced parents, or mom and dad both wanna be connected, or they want a cell phone and email address, you can do that.
Or you can send it multiple times to multiple cell phones
Yeah,
when they don't
and invite
respond.
families, you can just click that invite families, you can resend, and then you can just keep inviting parents on here. Connect another parent when you go into the student's account. So they can have, she's got her email and she's got her phone on it. So it's like a double dip. So that's connecting parents, and then you know, once you connect parents, you can message all of them. But you can also just message certain parents. I've never just messaged certain parents, I always do one or all. I've never just done a couple, but you can do a couple and you just check them
Oh, that's
and
good to
click
know.
next.
I didn't know that.
And start. I think it's a new feature. You can just start your message and it tells you exactly who you're sending it to, student and parent name.
Okay.
So it's very clear as to what you're doing. One of the things my kids always ask about with creating a class is changing their avatar. It's a reward in my class. They have to earn it, and they usually cash in their points, which we'll talk about at the end, to change it. To change an avatar, you just click options, edit class, and this is in your handout. Then you click whatever student you wanna change the monster. Click the monster, and there's all the monsters they can pick from.
do they do that with you here?
Yes, they do it. They can change it at home too, if they figure it out. It
I had
kind of
one.
takes away the reward, but they have different monsters at home they can pick. They're not the same monsters. Cause one of them has
Oh.
like confetti.
I had one not like his last year, and I understood when I opened it up, it was kinda like a, I'll put it in.
One thing that I do for mine is I have different holiday
Oh.
things, so when
Oh.
they come, the week of things, or the week of Halloween, I've changed everybody's monster to a Halloween thing.
Oh, that's
And then
cool.
same thing for Christmas,
You have to manually change
I
each
change
one?
each one,
Love you.
they love it. They're like, I'm Santa, I'm a turkey,
That's cool.
and I keep it for a week or 2 weeks depending on the holiday.
Is that
So where was that?
So whenever, if you wanna do that, you can add more, you can upload monsters. And so there's just different packs that I've bought on, it's just clip art, you can find clip art, I mean, there is free clip art, I buy it on Teachers Pay Teachers, and upload the
It's
whole,
Dojo clip art?
just clip art in general,
Oh, okay.
just clip art.
I have a question, I know it's
Yeah.
probably not related to this,
Yeah.
but like, see, like you show all your points and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Do you, like when your kids come in, do you have this up for them to see?
No, I don't, I did last year, it's just different this year with the virtual and the in-class, so I show them after if we're all on the carpet,
Okay,
then I'll show it,
okay,
cause they love to see their points.
okay.
So I don't show that often, and this year haven't been as good about giving points as I need to be.
Yeah.
It's hard this year with Zoom and the schedule, just to sit there and give points. But when we're all on the carpet, someone will usually ask, can we see our points?
Okay,
And I'll show it.
okay.
So that's the basics of creating a class, connecting parents, changing avatars. The one thing that I have found useful is downloading student reports. So if you have a conference and the parent says, how's my kid doing on behavior? You can download reports now. So you'll click options, and this is in your handout, options, view reports, and this is my whole class, so 98%, we're pretty positive, but there is 1 point that got taken away this week for not listening. That was it, just one. If I wanna look at a specific student, it'll show me this is the whole week. So she's lost the 1 point for the class. And the rest is positive, and it says what she was doing to get those. But you can also change it to all time. If you wanna see the 9 weeks at a glance, it'll tell you the whole 9 weeks. And you can view this and print it. It'll download for mom and dad to see. Which I think for a conference might be beneficial if you have one that is a behavior. So that's the basics. The next thing we'll talk about is the messaging feature right here on the top, which I think we already talked about, messaging multiple parents and the whole class. One thing you can do now is schedule your message. So if you're in your conference and you have time and you want to send a message after school, you can type your message and you can click right next to send. There's a drop down and you can schedule it. It will go out at 3 p.m. So you don't have to come back and do it. You can just schedule it to go out. I don't really use that feature, but it's there because I just send it whenever. And then you can also add files and pictures pretty easily. So I'll send a spelling list usually on Mondays because we sit at home on Friday, so I'll remind them where your spelling list. So that's how I use that.
Is that from your, if you're in your computer, you can do that from any picture that you got or
Yeah,
any?
you can add, it's
Yeah.
easier on your phone, which my phone is back there, but on your phone, you can just go to your pictures and click the one picture and upload and send it.
So you gotta take a picture with your phone and do it
Yeah.
there?
I do it for my phone more often than my computer.
Still can't do videos, right?
I don't think you can unless it's some sort of, like it's just files and pictures, but what I do if it's a video, I just do it through YouTube. And send on the YouTube link of the video that I've made, I upload it to YouTube. I haven't found a way to do videos, but there is, we'll talk about class story, cause I bet you can do videos there. I've never tried it, but we can look. So that's basics, that's messaging. Giving points, I think almost everyone has their positive and negative points. I know kindergarten is doing it different. Did y'all change it, or are you still doing?
We are doing where we put in we basically rated the day as awesome day is 5 points, great day is 4, good day is 3. So at the end of the day, depending on if they had to pull their warning or not.
I didn't know you did that.
We were talking about on the playground one day. We can- So we rated it just so we could give the 5, the 4, the 3, because we didn't feel like they always warranted a day of 5. And then we went in and put in we really have more negatives than we do really anything else, because we wanted to, like, we put in like not following directions in the cafeteria or not in the gym, because sometimes the coaches will say they need to pull their card or they need to. So we wanted to show where it exactly was happening at. And then we had the basic, just not following directions, not listening. And we did hands-on friends, because that's kind of a big thing for kinder.
Yeah.
But we did make the comment today, we were talking saying we really need to add, we like some more positives.
Yeah.
So like I went in today, I think, and added like following directions, because you might have that's struggling, and then you want to give them those 1 or point. And all those things are 1 point. The only thing we did make more than 1 was purposely hurting a friend. We felt like there's no warning for that. We did 3.
Yeah.
They
That's
lose.
what I motivate.
And of course, they don't get any 5. They don't get 5 to start with, and they lose 3 of what they had.
The only one that's worth anything more than 1 would be cleanest table in their room, because second graders love competition. So they will work for 3 points. And then completing homework is 2. Everything else is 1. And then my negative ones, it's mostly -1, but not wearing a mask I'm not taking points for, but I want parents to see it.
Right.
So they still see that they're not wearing a mask.
But it's a
they didn't
0.
take any points.
Gotcha.
Can I what?
Can you go back to
The positive.
I wanna take
Yes.
a picture.
Yes. And I can send you guys what I have on mine, and I truly add them as we go. Like if something comes up during the day and it's a positive, I'll sit there and say,
Well,
"Hold on,
that was,
let me add it really
yes,
quick."
there was
Just
one that
point.
I'm like, I did that today.
And
we-
then same with negative.
We did awesome work, and then following directions were the 2 extras that I added today, just because.
Yeah.
So how did you do yours? Like great
Awesome day 5,
Okay.
great day
Coughing
4,
on another person on purpose?
Uh-huh.
good day 3.
It was a problem at first. We thought it was funny to cough on each other. And with COVID, we can't cough on each other.
I mean,
So that was a point gone. And it has a nice little germ picture.
I know, I struggled with, I wish the pictures matched a little bit
I know.
more than what I would like for them to.
So when it comes time to redeem points, this is a new feature where you can, she has 44 points at the end of the 9 weeks. My kids get to spend their points like cash.
Okay.
So whatever they've worked for, they save until that 9-week mark. We make a chart of rewards that we vote on. We look at what's the highest number of points, and we backtrack from there, from the biggest reward to the smallest with point value. And then they get to spend however many points they want. They can save or they can spend. So you can put, Avery's gonna spend 20, and it'll automatically do it for you. Before, you had to keep a chart of it.
Oh.
It didn't automatically keep it. You had to clear out points, and that was that.
We looked at, Shelby gave us her reward poster.
Yeah.
We decided for kinder, if they have so many points, they get to eat, we'll eat lunch with them
Yeah.
at the end of the 9 weeks. Because we really didn't know.
We vote on these. This was my last year's group, so this year it might change. But there's all different ones, and this is a whole pack, and I made some. I can email you guys this.
Yeah.
But we take sticky notes and we do point value. So if someone has 100 points, the biggest one will be worth 80. And then we just backtrack. Usually these are 5.
And that's, we subtracted in case a kid's absent 2 or 3 days with
Yeah.
the COVID stuff. We subtracted that amount of points
Yeah.
and kind of.
That works really well for my kids. I'm not saying it would work well for everybody's kids, but they're motivated. They ask about it at least weekly. When do we get to spend points?
Right.
When can we vote on that?
Mm-hmm.
Can we add something else to it?
Gotcha.
And we do. They get to take ownership in the rewards and the point value. And it helps keep them motivated to keep getting points.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you take a point, they usually get pretty hurt, even in 2nd grade. So, that was, we were on message, yeah, we were on messages. Oh, we went to giving points. So that was customizing skills. So when I give a point to a student, a new thing that I've noticed, I'm gonna pick one that won't care. If I give her a point for on task, that's not very specific. I can give her that point, and then this pops up for add note. I can say what she was doing.
I didn't know that because I was taking their point away and then messaging the
Yeah, you can just
parent
add this.
privately saying exactly what
Right.
happened.
You can add a note, same thing for taking away. If
Okay.
she's talking when teacher's talking, you could say, talking on the carpet during a lesson,
Right.
which I think that's a very cool feature, especially for parents that are involved and wanna know exactly what happened, because there are some that wanna know. And then what parents see at home, in your handout, I screenshot the parent side. It looks different. They log on and it's got how many positive, how many neutral, how many negative. And then down below they can scroll down and see exactly what they got, but it looks different than our side. And I had never seen it before until I
I have the one
looked it up.
parent that's still struggling.
There you go. Look at it, yeah. Yeah. It's just different than what we see.
I want to look at yours and see if you can see Addie's points cumulative, because I have a parent telling me at the beginning of this week she can only see the points for this week.
Are you clearing them out every week?
I'm not clearing nothing. It's showing on my side. It's just what she's seeing.
That's so interesting.
I know, because I showed the little
I
girl.
wonder if she's got some sort of drop-down box where she's clicking.
She even updated her phone, and the little girl has 41 points, and she was showing she had 5 on Tuesday, and she thought she got in trouble.
I would almost bet there's a drop-down box, and we can look on hers and see if there's like an all-time this week, you know.
Yeah, and she tried updating her phone. She's convinced she has to pay for a version. I didn't know there was a version you could pay for.
I got that this year too. Someone asking for a code, and I said, if you're messaging me, you should already be connected.
Right.
But they were saying it was asking them to pay too, and I did not know there was a.
Oh yeah, it says try for free, class Dojo beyond school.
Oh, there's like an extra.
Oh,
set.
see, I don't know.
Child's progress at school and builds amazing behavior at home, the fun way.
So it brings in the home side.
Yeah, so it's what the parent would do at home and give them points at home, I guess. Okay, so I've never been on this as a parent because I didn't wanna log in and have to be doing, but,
While she does that, I did forget to show you how to download message history when we turn our contact logs. You can click on a parent, options, download message history, and I can click, I've got so many classes in here. This class this year, and it's gonna pull up every message.
Oh,
you've
I've been
ever
writing
sent.
those down.
This is,
Or
I did not know
trying
about
to.
that until this year.
I did
Yeah.
that last year, but it was like 108 pages.
Yeah, it's very long.
It's very long,
So I
but
didn't turn it in. It's like
You turned yours in?
periods.
no, I didn't know
This-
this was like this until I never used that feature. I always just did it in my contact log. I'd write down Dojo.
Now I know I didn't have Dojo as a choice. I'm having to write Dojo
Yeah.
on my. I have to fix
Yeah.
that.
So that's what I would do. Did you find anything on the parent side?
This is what it looks like, I guess, from the parent point of view, but, okay, I missed, because I was doing that, I missed what you said about being able to.
Oh,
put the
I can show you.
messages.
I don't see anywhere where she would click. So messages, if you wanna download your message history, you'll just click options, download message history, click your current class, and it automatically takes it to a download.
Oh, wow.
She just said her points
Can you do just
disappeared.
one student?
Did she start over?
You
I'm
might
like,
just be able
no.
to, we can look, I don't know. We'll have to see if there's some sort of support that Dojo has. Okay, next thing would be class story. I've never used it, but I would like to use it this year. It looks like Facebook. Here's exactly what it looks like. Here's where you can put a
Oh.
recording. So not necessarily a pre-made video, but if you wanted to record a video, you could. Or it's got a video right there. You could do a video.
Okay.
It looks like when you post on Facebook.
Mhm.
It's pretty neat. The way I think I will use it this year is the event tab, and that's what I put in here is creating an event, because you can do any event. So I was thinking picture day.
Right.
Sometimes you have to message and say picture day's tomorrow, don't forget. So you would just title it picture day, put the date. You don't necessarily need a time, because I actually check all day, and put don't forget to send picture day money, whatever, and then post it, and it'll pop up, and that'll be the first thing that a parent sees when they log in before they see their kid's stuff. They see the class story first.
Which would be good for us. We do the wearing the colors right now, and we're just sending out a mass message to all
Yeah, so you
parents.
could just put it, and you can change the color, you know, and say whatever, wear red, and it
Yeah.
would pop up just like it does on Facebook with those funny backgrounds. That's what would show on the class story.
Hmm.
And they see that before they even scroll down to see their students' daily average. So I thought that was neat. You can also use it just to send out class updates, and some people used it like as a true Facebook or an Instagram. They sent pictures of the kids doing things and just kept the parents in the loop.
I did that with balloons, but now that, and I never switched over, cause I didn't realize that,
Well, this was new
This-
last year.
oh, okay.
This was a new feature last year, and the portfolios are relatively new.
That's where the kids upload their
This is
own
where the
work,
kids do
right?
it. They have to have their own login. I've never used it because we send work home so frequently. But, I mean, it's a great tool. The class story, I think I will use more this year, especially with the virtual kids, since we're kind of just split. You know, maybe we have the math test coming up. Don't forget to study for your common assessment on basic addition and subtraction. You know, I think the parents would like it. Okay, next thing, the last two things. Toolkit at the bottom. This is the toolkit. They have added new features since last year. So when you click toolkit, here's all the cool things you can use. You don't have to open another tab. There's a timer. You can do a timer. It'll automatically take you, start counting down.
So just in your class anytime if you want a
Yeah,
timer.
you just
can
pull this
choose that one.
toolkit up, do your timer. You can make your own, or you can use one that's already made.
Does it change colors as it gets closer to like the background?
Mhm.
That would be really cool.
I mean, these are new this year. I don't think it does. If it got like red, yellow, green,
Oh yeah, it does.
it turns to red for the last 3 seconds.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
Okay, it beats opening another tab and doing the classroom timer. And then you've got the random generator if you need a random student picked.
Ooh, I like that.
I've
Yeah.
used that.
Group maker, it'll tell you, you can pick how many people you want in a group and it'll generate groups for you. Noise maker, it will see how loud it is and you can change the sensitivity. So I don't know if you guys ever use the bouncing balls one. There's one that's a bouncing balls one that they love too. Directions, you can add your directions up here. You just type them and they'll stay up here for them to see. Cut, color, glue.
So that's just not really going out for anything in Dojo, it's just, you're using it on your board.
Mm-hmm. And then think, pair, share, there's some in here and you can do think, pair, shares, just have them turn and talk. Then we've got the date, if you need the date. Which I guess if you wanted a journal prompt or whatever. And then music, you can pick what kind of music you want. and it'll start.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
So do you open your dojo in the morning and leave it open all day, or
All day.
minimized at the bottom
It's
of your
just
screen?
a tab on my screen all day long. I just flip
Okay.
back and forth through it all day.
Okay.
I use the attendance feature only for in-class kids, because if I do a whole class point, I want them to be invisible. So when you do the attendance, if I say Grace was absent, red means absent, that's tardy, and that's left early.
So what is that for? What do you use
Well,
that?
yeah, why would you?
It makes her disappear. So if I give a whole class point, she's not included in that whole class point. It's just for me and accountability, saying
Okay.
you don't just get points for not being here. You have to
Gotcha.
get points. And then you can, if it's an accident, you can just leave it. But the attendance, I just do for in class.
Does
With
it
that-
show anything from the parent's perspective?
I don't know.
I mean, it's not like a point
No,
for attendance or anything like that?
I don't think it would.
Okay.
It just makes them invisible here.
Mhm.
And if they leave early, it'll make them invisible whenever you do that. Tardy shows them that they're back. Some people use this as attendance. From what I would gather with the research, this is their attendance.
Oh.
And they go from here and submit it later. So it's just how they keep it going. With virtual and face-to-face, I've created a group. This is my face-to-face group. These are the kids that are here.
So it lets you pull them over into that group or
Yep,
something?
so you can make a new group. You can title it whatever you want and check whoever you want in that group. Create your group. So once we get going, which we've started stations, but I usually do these groups as groups too, because if group one is doing a stellar job, they get a point for working hard. And then if everyone in the class cleans up, then that whole group would get working hard, cleaning up quickly, but not everybody that's virtual gets that point.
So it might be good to create groups with our tables, because they
Yes.
that might,
It's an incentive to clean up.
yeah, or work.
Yeah.
Hardest working table gets.
Yep. And that's
Yeah.
where that 3 points, my cleanest table gets 3 points. They work hard for those 3 points. I mean, you think it's money that I'm giving them, which is crazy. So that's pretty much Dojo at a glance. Lynn did ask about big ideas, social emotional learning. This big ideas, if you have 5 minutes and you need a filler, this is where I would go. Because there are all these different lessons. I mean, they're still adding new ones. So they have 3 ideas, I'm sure they're adding more to it. But if you wanna talk about growth mindset, these are all lessons on growth mindset. You start with the first one, work through them. There's videos, and it's got their monsters, so they get so excited. There are monsters in the movie. And they're
Chapter
actually
1.
pretty good.
Mojo discovers
He's
until
always got
one day
problems.
when
He's got some
something
problems.
terrible happened.
And then there's usually a discussion. Can you relate to how he's feeling? Quick 5-minute lesson on social emotional health. And there's tons of different topics. So we've got growth mindset, perseverance, empathy, gratitude, mindfulness, moods and attitudes, big challenges, respect, and positive thinking. It's just a good resource for if you have 5 minutes. Yeah. And then I put in our packet how to keep Dojo going and successful. So you can read over that later, but it's just making it a regular part of your day, letting kids take ownership with creating the points, the point values and spending them, using it as a positive majority of the time, keeping those parents involved, and if you're excited, the kids will be excited about it. So if you keep Dojo going, they'll most likely stay engaged. But does anyone have any questions about Dojo?
I have a question that's
Yeah.
not Dojo.
Okay.
Alright, all your little teeny tiny tabs
Yeah.
that you have at the top,
Yeah, the pictures,
I need those little tabs across the top.
just these as we're talking about.
How do you do that?
So you open a tab,
Uh-huh.
and if I want to bookmark the Dennis and IC website, you click this little star.
Mm-hmm.
If it makes a picture,
Mm-hmm.
I don't keep the words. If I can remember what that picture means, I don't keep the words. And there it is. So
That
every
way it
time
doesn't
I,
take up space.
yep, I don't want it
Nice.
to take up space. And then you can delete it if you change your mind. But my Dojo, there he is. I don't need it to say Class Dojo next to him because I know that's Dojo. But like Think Central, I cannot remember that yellow dot does not tell me that's Think Central. So I just put the abbreviation. And then some of them won't make a picture, which is so sad. But that's how
What
you
is
do it.
Think Central again?
That's
Is that
science.
That's our
The
science.
science
Yes,
stuff.
but like the classroom timer, which now that Dojo has the timer, I can get rid of that, but those are just my little tabs that I do every day. And do you know what I learned? You can make a folder of tabs. So if you come in every day and you open Dojo, Gradebook, Eduphoria, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay,
All these
someone
tabs.
sent this to me the other day, but I
All
haven't done it.
So
Have you done it?
no. You click add a folder, and you can title it daily, websites. And I can take all these little guys and just drag it over. I'll drag over.
Will they stay there where they are?
They're gonna only go to that daily websites, but let me see what else would I open every day.
HMH.
HMH. Oh yeah. If I don't want to open the whole thing, I think you can hover over it and click one. If you do it, open all. So now every morning when you come in, they all are open.
That's awesome.
You don't have to open all of them. It's just a shortcut. I did not know that.
That is so cool.
Okay, I saw, someone sent me something the other day and I didn't ever stop and do it.
Yeah.
I looked at it, but I didn't ever stop and do it.
I
So
thought,
right clicking, add a folder,
yeah, I went right up here on the bar and right clicked and it was add a folder.
okay,
And then to make these, you just click a little star.
yeah.
And it'll automatically do it. And you can name whatever you want, or you can just take off and leave the picture.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, are you guys having issues at all with the Pearson map, or am I the only
We
one?
don't use it.
I do some, but I haven't used it this week.
We can stop this.
Because